So Netflix is acquiring Warner Brothers. A lot of people online have been asking, what could this mean for shows like The Dukes of Hazzard? As we all know, it's been about 11 years since The Dukes of Hazzard has been aired. I remember a time back in like 2014-15 when The Dukes of Hazzard was on Netflix. But then controversy stirred up in the world and The Dukes of Hazzard was wiped from everything. The only way to watch it was with the DVD set. Why was The Dukes of Hazzard wiped from history and all streaming platforms and everything? What was wrong with that show? Well, after 30 plus years of being on air with no issues, the flag became an issue on the General Lee, and the fact that the car was called the General Lee. Well, two things about that. They call me the General because I generally don't give a fuck. And second, I almost wonder if Netflix would, because they used to have the show and now they own the show. Just earlier this year, a friend of mine, Raymond Kahn, jumped the General Lee over a fountain in Somerset, Kentucky. That became one of the biggest stories in the world. In my opinion, there is no way that these big companies do not know how popular The Dukes of Hazzard still is to this day, even though it hasn't been aired in literally over a decade, and it's very difficult to find it on streaming. So, to make my opinion short, I'm going to do a full video about this on YouTube and go more into depth about everything. I would say the possibility is there. It's not a high possibility. I'm not going to get my hopes up over it. But if we make enough noise here in Hazzard County, we might just be able to pull it off and get the show back. The only thing I would watch out for is we may get the show back and the merchandise back without the flag. They have done that in recent years with Smokey and the Bandit. As you can see, there's the Georgia state flag on the front of the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. They've been blurring that on TV for years now. Granted, some streaming services do have the flag on the front of the car because it's the Georgia state flag. It wasn't like the rebel flag, it wasn't that. It was the Georgia state flag. Burt Reynolds put that on the front of the car as a thank you to the state of Georgia for allowing him to film the movie in Georgia and a lot of his other movies that he did in Georgia. There's a lot to unpack with this. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you think the Dukes of Hazzard will return? I'm not saying be rebooted, but return to streaming and a little bit more mainstream, kind of like we see with Back to the Future, Knight Rider, Ghostbusters, and even Smokey and the Bandit for that matter. They still make Smokey and the Bandit merchandise. So, I don't know. Let me know down below.